Hello and welcome to Simple Country Place. I have 4 super easy, delicious meal ideas for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, welcome, and enjoy. So the first thing I'm making is shepherd's pie. So I have ground beef that I browned with some onion, and I added minced garlic to that, Worcestershire sauce, thyme, and black pepper. For vegetables, I added carrots, corn, and green beans, which were all frozen. So then I added beef bouillon cubes and water to make a broth, and then I just covered that and let it cook down a bit. Obviously the vegetables were frozen, so they needed to soften and whatnot. So in the meantime, I was also making mashed potatoes. So I added cream and garlic, salt, pepper, and parsley to those, just for a little extra flavor and color. I mean, parsley doesn't add much flavor, but it adds a nice little jazziness. So back to the meat mixture, I did add a couple tablespoons of flour just to kind of thicken the sauce and whatnot. And then I am gonna add all this to a baking dish. So the meat mixture is gonna go on the bottom. And then of course I need to add cheese. So I put a layer of shredded cheese and then mashed potatoes on top of everything. And then uncovered into the oven. My nephew had never heard of shepherd's pie. He didn't know what it was. And then my brother was also over this night, and so my nephew asked what I was making. I was like, oh, I'm making shepherd's pie. And he's like, what is that? And my brother, my nephew's uncle, was like, oh, it's kind of like a pot pie, but a little bit different. But anyways, everyone liked it. It's not something I make often, but every once in a while I like to make it. I just think it's I don't know. I get sick of making the same stuff over and over again, so I always like to circle back around or try new things or make something I hadn't made in a while. But yeah, everyone liked it. Husband, nephew, brother, and I just served it with a side salad. So on this night, I made barbecue meatballs and like cheesy hash browns is what I call them, but some people call them funeral potatoes. So I'm starting with those. I have diced onion that I added cream of chicken soup to, and sour cream, and salt and pepper. And parsley. So to that, I also added shredded hash browns, frozen shredded hash browns, and shredded cheese. And I think I just did a mixture of whatever cheeses I had on hand. Yeah, mild cheddar, and then I know I added some Italian style too. And I used to make this like all the time, and then I kind of forgot about it for a long time, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I should make that because it's super good. And you put that into a prepared baking dish, and then more cheese on top. I shredded up some Colby Jack, and then a lot of people, and sometimes I do, you can put like crushed cornflakes and stuff for the crunchy aspect. I just didn't have any, so I just baked it like that. And then for the meatballs, I have egg that I'm mixing around, one egg that I'm mixing around with ground beef, added panko breadcrumbs, onion powder, seasoned salt, Kinder's buttery burger blend seasoning, and black pepper. And I mix that around, and then you'll see here that I take off my rings and mix it with my hands and form the meatballs. I seared those on all sides-ish, all sides as much as you can with round objects. But and then I didn't film it, but I did add barbecue sauce, and I used blackberry jam instead of grape, just because it was what I had. So they did. I mean, they look really dark. You'll see at the end, like they look really dark, but everyone enjoyed them, and I think they tasted fine. So I served those with the hash browns and then some green beans. And yeah, barbecue meatballs are like one of my husband's favorite, and he loves the cheesy hash browns too. On this day, I made chicken Alfredo roll-ups. So I had some shredded chicken that I just obviously added some Alfredo sauce to, and then I'll be adding tomatoes and bacon bits, and just kind of let that hang out on the stove for a while and heat up. And I was kind of winging it this night because I had that shredded chicken and I was like, what should I make? And didn't have like a lot of time. So, and these came together obviously really quick. And we in this house like to add our tomatoes to our Alfredo sauce. I know some people think that's weird, but we like it, so that's what we do. So I have tortilla shells there, obviously had a little bit of lettuce, and then added that chicken mixture, and then I wanted to add some vegetables, so I had steamed some broccoli, threw some of those in, and then shredded Parmesan cheese, and then I just rolled it up. And honestly, I should have probably cut the broccoli finer, but like I said, I was kind of in a time crunch and just went with it. Once I had those all constructed, I melted some butter and then put them in like seam side down, just to like toast them up on both sides. And I served that with just a baked potato and a little bit more Alfredo sauce I warmed up for dipping if they wanted. And yeah, my husband really liked this. My nephew loves Alfredo, so he was super happy and easy peasy. On this night, I made like a cheesy beef and potato casserole. So I have ground beef brownie that I seasoned with onion powder, garlic, salt, and black pepper. And I had cubed up some potatoes and actually put those in the air fryer. They're not cooked all the way through, but they're partially cooked, just because they obviously take longer. So I have those potatoes that I'm adding the meat mixture to and some diced onion. And then cream of mushroom soup. I obviously have that gigantic can. I didn't add the whole thing, but just some of it. If you've watched my videos before, you know I don't usually measure stuff. Just some of it, and then some half and half as well. And then I mix that all together. For seasonings, I added seasoned salt, black pepper, and then, of course, shredded cheese. So I threw that mixture into a prepared casserole dish and topped it with more cheese and then covered it and put it in the oven. And this didn't look the prettiest, but according to my husband and my nephew, it tasted good. So that is what counts. So thank you so much for watching. Please come back for future videos.